I'm here on CannaTalk.
Hi, everyone. I am Amanda Munchies, and we are here at the Women of Cannabis Conference with the Bud Show and CR World Network, really highlighting this event and all of the amazing speakers and participants. And I'm so blessed for the person standing next to me right now. So I'm going to shut up and let her introduce herself. So who are you, my dear?
My name is Stormy Simon.
And what is your story?
Oh my gosh, my story. Well, I find myself at the Women of Cannabis Conference. I'm on the board of High Times, work with a group, CannaKids, outside of LA, have done some great work within I think it's great. Love working in the cannabis industry. Worked on a few things in banking and at a grow and dispensaries, and here I am today.
Awesome. So when did your journey in cannabis really get started, and what was it that kind of got you in it?
Yeah, we all have our before cannabis stories, and mine started in 2016. Well, really it started as a teenager when I first experienced cannabis, and that's when it started. And I, grew up loving the plant, went through my adult life loving the plant, and found myself in a really big corporate world, and the plant was having its own journey of legalization and freedom.
Yes.
And I just thought, oh my gosh, in my lifetime, a prohibition is going to end in my lifetime. So I just raised my hand as high as I could and said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into the cannabis industry and participate.
And what did that look like, and how well were you recepted? I know being a woman in any industry in general can be complex, to say the least. But what about in the cannabis industry?
Well, we're used to it. So it is a complex world to navigate right now as women. But the plant's female and it's pretty complex too. So I think with, both sides going, we've got it. And of course we need the men along with us. Yes. It's all going to happen together. What was it? As a woman, coming in, you got to hold your own always. And I think that, I was new and joined a group of real women pioneers that have been doing this for a while. And so, I felt like I needed to get my hands dirty, and I literally did that with the plant, and also learn a lot before I could, walk in and say, I have any kind of footing in this industry.
Yeah. What advice would you give to women that want to maybe change their lifestyle? Maybe they're in corporate America and they're hiding their joints right now. They're not letting anyone know who they follow on Instagram because there's some cannabis companies. What would you say to those women to kind of help normalize it and just help them get over that initial barrier?
One, move at your own pace, but two, open the closet. Just open the door and look. I can tell you, women like you, women like me, women that were at this conference that are all out there, were just like you in the closet years ago, whatever that is. But really, if you want to get involved, you don't have to get involved by consuming the plant. You can get involved by educating yourself about the plant and then deciding if a consumption is good for you and your body. Because science will tell you stories are out there, miracles have happened. Oh, it gives me the chills, but they have happened. Yes. And so that's what you need to learn about. And then you can make an educated decision, because as of to now, the decision's been made for you.
Right.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. 2 more questions, and then I'll let you get on to your other interviews and all the other good stuff that this wonderful conference has to offer. So when you think about cannabis and resources, there are 1,000,001 out there for patients. What is maybe a recommendation for where a patient could get started, or where they could really find out some of that grassroots real information that could help them navigate the waters of cannabis in the industry?
That's such a tricky question, and it's so hard because each patient needs that bedside manner to be tailored towards them. So what I can say is there are resources out there. There are people most likely who have ailments, just like patients are searching for, to connect with. Find that community first. Find the people like you that have tried it or have had success, or maybe not. Maybe they haven't, but if you find them, and you can make your community that way with trust, finding where your educational sources are. I think that's the safest way, and do it with a tribe. Like, nobody has to do this alone right now.
Right.
Yes.
I'm with you. Tribes are everywhere, right?
Yes.
And we're so blessed to have them, especially as women in this industry. I love it.
For sure.
All right. So last thing I want to say is, or my last question would be, 5 years from now, where do you see yourself and this industry kind of going? So when we're meeting right here, having another interview with you in 5 years, what are going to be some of the changes or things that maybe we could look forward to kind of seeing or expecting, hopefully?
Well, if the next 5 years, if the dictation of the history of the past 3 since I've been here is any, foresight into the next 5, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. Because I couldn't have guessed 3 years ago everything that would have happened in those, 1,000 days. But the next 5 years, we've got the banking going to come to, we've got pharmaceutical companies getting ready, getting their patents, and everybody's scrambling for who's going to lead this charge. My fingers are crossed for the people, not the government. Yes. If I had a wish of what would happen for 5 years, I wish the states would hold control. I wish they would run a little faster. I'd hope, this is so controversial, that the banking would allow us to find other resources that are within a more consumer-friendly system. And, I hope that we disrupt the system in which our government operates just a little bit more before we hand this precious plant to them.
Oh, I love the word disrupt. That's so amazing. Well, thank you for all your time today and just sharing some of your wisdom and knowledge with us. We certainly appreciate it. I'm going to say in advance that we look forward to seeing you not only in 5 years, but hopefully next year as well.
Oh, me too.
Yes. Thank you. I'm going to hug you.
So much. What a blessing.
All right, everyone.